Have you heard about the latest in Donald Trump products? It's called the Trump phone or the T1 phone. That is right. Donald Trump, or I guess more broadly, the Trump organization, is getting into the mobile phone business. So on the 10-year anniversary of Donald Trump coming down the golden escalator, June 16th, 2015, his sons, who run the Trump organization, Don Jr. and Eric, announced that they are producing something called the Trump phone. Now, you can get this phone for $499. Each month, you would pay $47.45. Get it? 47th president, 45th president, for a monthly service. It will operate on an Android operating system, and it comes with a, quote, gold-colored metal case etched with an American flag. Here's what Don Jr. Said about it. With Trump Mobile, we're going to be introducing an entire package of products that people can come. They can get telemedicine on their phone for one flat monthly fee, roadside assistance in their cars, unlimited texting to 100 countries around the world. Eric noted that these phones are going to be entirely produced within the U.S. He said, "You're not calling up call centers in Bangladesh. You're doing it right out of St. Louis, Missouri." Okay, so here's what's going on. And I've talked about this before with Donald Trump, but this is straight up trying to make a profit out of the fact that he is president of the United States, right? If Donald Trump isn't the president, let's say he loses in 2024, do you think Trump Mobile would be launching with $499 phones? Basically what they're doing here, to be clear, the Trump organization did not develop cell phone technology that they think is revolutionary. All they're doing is taking existing technology and slapping the Trump name on it, which, by the way, is how Donald Trump has made most of his money in his life, just kind of lending his name to things. Well, that's what he's doing here. So they're just slapping their name to it. They're putting they've got deals apparently with AT&T, Verizon, the major T-Mobile, the major characters and the carriers in the country. They're just putting their name on it and trying to make money off of it. And there is no way that this would be a thing if Donald Trump wasn't the president of the United States. This is a direct ploy to try to get people who like Donald Trump to support him by buying a phone and buying a plan, sort of, staying with the conservatives rather than going to liberal AT&T and Verizon or Apple or something. It's just straight up 100%. That's what this is. This is a grift to make money for the Trump organization, which ultimately Donald Trump runs. Yes, he gave up active day-to-day control when he became president, but his sons still run it, and he did not put all of his assets into a blind trust, so he's aware of what's going on. Now, this is just the latest example of what I would say is the most egregious attempt to make money, personal money, off of the presidency we have ever seen, certainly in the modern era. And I'm going to go into that in a second. Before I do, I want you to subscribe to this channel. Just hit that subscribe button, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm independent from big media, legacy media, billionaires who own it, conglomerates that own this stuff. That's not me. It's just me making videos. Everything that you do supports me and my ability to do this. I'm also independent from the two parties. I'm calling balls and strikes, no matter what uniform the batter at the plate is wearing. Okay, so let's just go through I've written down some of the things that Donald Trump has sort of slapped his name on to make money over the years. So obviously we had Trump steaks and Trump wine. We saw that during the 2016 campaign when he held a press event where he had those things on display. Again, he's not making this. He's not producing steaks. He's not producing wine. He doesn't own the vineyards. He's putting his name on them. There were and are Trump Bibles that he is working with Lee Greenwood that you can buy. And Lee Greenwood is the, God bless him, proud to be an American. There are sneakers. Remember those fancy Trump sneakers that you could buy for $400? Those are going straight to him. There are fancy Trump watches that you can buy. And then the biggest one of all in terms of the money is, and I've talked about this in a video before, how the play that Donald Trump is making in crypto. So there are two elements of that. One is they've made a coin where it's a collectible coin where you buy. But what they did, because sales were slow, they said, if you buy enough of this coin, this crypto coin, this collectible, you will get to go to a dinner where Donald Trump will be. This was earlier this month in New Jersey. So it was purely an access play. The more money you spend on this thing that enriches Donald Trump and his family, the more access you get to Donald Trump. Funnily enough, some of the people who paid a lot of money for those coins complained publicly that they didn't get enough access to Trump during the dinner. Now, the other thing that Trump is doing, or the Trump organization is doing, is something called World Liberty Financial, which is a crypto bank. Basically, they want to be sort of the place that holds crypto. Foreign countries have already made donations into it. Look, again, if Donald Trump isn't president, do you think foreign countries are investing their money in a crypto bank run by his two sons? No way. There are estimates that the Trump organization has made over $2 billion in crypto just since January, and that's 40% of his overall net worth. Now, what you might say to me is, Chris, access and people trying to sell access has been around forever. And you will rightly note, Bill Clinton got in a lot of trouble, or at least took a lot of negative press, for saying that you could stay in the Lincoln bedroom in the White House if you donated a certain amount of money to his reelection campaign. Joe Biden, I always say this. Look, if you think Hunter Biden and Joe Biden's brother should have, or let's just take Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden should be on Burisma, this Ukrainian energy company's board, just because he's Hunter Biden, like based on his own merits. That's just not the case, right? Whether it was implicit or explicit, Hunter Biden clearly made it known that he had his dad's ear. He was his dad's son, right? And if his name was Hunter Cillizza, he wouldn't have gotten that job, right? He wouldn't have been paid to basically do not much. So yes, these things absolutely exist. My point is they have never existed at this level in terms of the money. We're talking about billions of dollars here, folks. Billions when you add crypto and the sneakers and the watches and the Bibles and the phones, right? And then second, it's never been done this blatantly before. We have never seen a president willing to just sort of blatantly make as much money as possible for his family. Now, you could say, well, it's not Donald Trump because he's the president and he's not the head of the Trump organization. It all goes to the same place ultimately, right? This is the Trump organization. Now, the Constitution does have things that talk about this. It's the emoluments clauses. I want to read something from the Citizens for Ethics in Washington crew. They say this: the Constitution's emoluments clauses are designed to prohibit financial conflicts of interest by sitting presidents and other government officials. The foreign emoluments clause prevents the president from receiving, among other things, profits, gains, or advantages from foreign governments without the consent of Congress. The domestic emoluments clause prevents the president from receiving, under any circumstance, profits, gains, or advantages from the federal government itself outside of his or her government salary and benefits, or from the individual states. The framers of our Constitution drafted both emoluments clauses broadly because they were concerned about the many ways a president's loyalty could be compromised by his or her personal financial interests. I mean, that's just right in what we're seeing here. Again, do I think the Trump phone, the T1 phone, now available for $499 at pre-order, $47.45 service a month, do I think that that alone is going to get people to sour on Donald Trump? I don't. Because, look, the crypto thing is going to be scales larger in terms of the money he makes, and people haven't really paid attention to that. The $400 million plane that he's accepting from Qatar got a bunch of attention, but has sort of disappeared from the headlines. But I do think the grift, the graft, and the corruption in plain sight that is happening here is at a level we have never seen before. It doesn't mean other people, other presidents didn't sell access, and presidents' relatives. They did, but not at this level, not even close, and not this blatantly and publicly. As always, I ask you to do a few things. As I said earlier, I hope you subscribe, support independent news creators like me. We need your support to keep doing this stuff. Second, you can like and comment on this video. That helps me build community. It also helps me with the YouTube algorithm. It helps get this video out to people who aren't subscribers. Last thing you can do, just tell a person or two about what I'm doing here, why I'm independent from big media and from politics, from the two political parties, and tell them why you like me and why you think they should check me out. Again, hit that subscribe button, and I appreciate you. Take care.